geography, history, politics, economy, culture, and daily life in one video. The United Kingdom, often simply called the UK or Britain, is a relatively small group of islands that has had an outsized impact on world history, politics, and culture. In this video we will take a calm, neutral look at the UK's geography, history, political system, economy, culture, and everyday life, to understand what this country is really like behind the headlines and stereotypes. Geographically, the United Kingdom is located off the northwest coast of mainland Europe. It is made up of 4 parts: England, Scotland, and Wales, which share the island of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland, which is on the island of Ireland. The UK is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the North Sea, the English Channel, and the Irish Sea. The landscape ranges from rolling hills and farmland in much of England to mountains and lochs in Scotland, valleys and rugged coasts in Wales, and green countryside in Northern Ireland. The climate is generally mild but often cloudy and rainy, with cool summers and not extremely cold winters. Around 67 million people live in the UK. London, the capital, is a global city and financial centre. Other major cities include Birmingham and Manchester in England, Glasgow and Edinburgh in Scotland, Cardiff in Wales, and Belfast in Northern Ireland. It is important to understand the basic terms. United Kingdom is the name of the state, Great Britain is the name of the largest island, and England is only one of the 4 nations inside the UK. People may identify as English, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish, or British, and these identities can overlap. There are also debates about regional autonomy and independence, especially in Scotland. The UK's modern history is closely linked to the rise and decline of the British Empire. From the 17th to the early 20th century, Britain built a global empire through trade, colonization, and naval power, with territories in the Americas, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. This brought great wealth and influence, but also involved conquest, exploitation, and the transatlantic slave trade. The Industrial Revolution, which began in Britain in the late 18th century, transformed the economy, making the country a world leader in manufacturing and technology. Cities grew rapidly as people moved from rural areas to work in factories. In the 20th century, the UK fought in 2 world wars. During World War I and World War II, it played a key role in alliances against Germany and its partners, suffering heavy losses but emerging on the winning side. After World War II, the UK helped build international institutions such as the United Nations and NATO. At the same time, the empire gradually dissolved as colonies gained independence, leading to the creation of many new states, including India, Pakistan, Nigeria, and others. Britain itself underwent major changes, including the creation of the welfare state with the National Health Service, public housing, and social security. In the second half of the 20th century, the UK shifted from a heavily industrial economy to one more focused on services, especially finance and business services in London. The country joined the European Economic Community, later the European Union, in the 1970s. Membership in the EU remained politically controversial, and in a 2016 referendum a majority voted for the UK to leave. The process known as Brexit led to years of negotiations and debates about trade, migration, and the country's place in the world, and the UK formally left the EU in 2020. Politically, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary democracy. The monarch, currently a king or queen, is the head of state and performs ceremonial and symbolic duties, while the elected government runs the country. Real political power is held by the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, who are drawn from the majority in the House of Commons, the lower house of Parliament. The upper house, the House of Lords, is made up of appointed members and some hereditary peers. The UK does not have a single written constitution like many countries, but instead relies on laws, court decisions, and long-standing conventions. Devolution has given Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland their own parliaments or assemblies with varying degrees of power over areas such as health, education, and transport. England, however, does not have its own separate parliament and is governed directly by the UK Parliament in these areas. This creates ongoing discussions about the balance of power and the future structure of the Union. Political parties such as the Conservative Party and the Labour Party dominate UK-wide politics, while parties like the Scottish National Party, Plaid Cymru, and various Northern Irish parties play major roles in their regions. The UK's economy is highly developed and ranks among the largest in the world. Services, especially finance, insurance, law, education, media and creative industries, are central. London is one of the top global financial centres, and cities such as Edinburgh and Manchester have important economic roles. Manufacturing is smaller than in the past but still includes aerospace, pharmaceuticals, cars, and high-tech equipment. The country also has important universities, research institutions, and cultural industries that contribute to its soft power. At the same time, the UK faces economic challenges, including regional inequalities, debates over public spending, housing shortages, and pressures on public services such as the National Health Service. Everyday life in the UK can look quite different depending on whether someone lives in London, another city, a town, or the countryside. In major cities, many people live in flats or terraced houses and commute by train, bus, underground or car. Public transport networks are extensive but can be crowded and expensive. In suburbs and smaller towns, people are more likely to live in semi-detached or detached houses with gardens and may rely more on cars. In rural areas, life is quieter and more connected to farming or local tourism, but access to services can be limited. The National Health Service, or NHS, provides healthcare that is mostly free at the point of use, funded through taxation. Schools are a mix of state-funded and private institutions. Education is compulsory up to a certain age, and many young people go on to college or university. Work patterns vary, but office jobs, retail, hospitality, public sector work and professional services are common. Social life often revolves around families, friends, sports, pubs, cafes, and community events. British culture has had a strong influence worldwide. The main language is English, but there are many regional accents and dialects, and minority languages such as Welsh, Scottish Gaelic and Irish are also spoken. The UK has produced famous writers, from Shakespeare and Jane Austen to modern authors. Its music scene has created global bands and artists in rock, pop, and other genres. Television and film from the UK are popular internationally, with dramas, comedies, and documentaries. British humour is often described as dry, ironic, or self-deprecating. Football is a major passion, with the Premier League followed by fans around the world. Other sports such as rugby, cricket, and tennis also have strong traditions. Everyday cultural habits include drinking tea, talking about the weather, and enjoying a Sunday roast. However, modern UK society is also very diverse, with large communities whose roots lie in South Asia, the Caribbean, Africa, and Eastern Europe, among other regions. This diversity is reflected in food, music, festivals, and neighborhoods. The UK faces ongoing debates about its identity and future, how to handle economic change, how to manage immigration and integration, how to respond to climate change, and how to maintain the union between its different nations. There are active discussions about independence in Scotland, the status of Northern Ireland, and the effects of Brexit on younger generations. For people watching from abroad, the UK can seem like a mix of castles and pop stars, rainy streets and royal ceremonies, polite manners, and political arguments. Understanding its geography, history, political system, economy, and the daily lives of its citizens helps create a more balanced picture than clichés alone. This has been a quick overview of the United Kingdom, a small island with global influence. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more country profiles and neutral explainers, and tell us in the comments which country or topic you would like us to cover next.